If I asked you to name the most valuable art museum in the world, you'd probably say the Louvre, or the Met, or maybe the Vatican. But you'd be wrong. The most valuable collection of art in human history isn't in a museum. It's here, in a boring, ugly gray warehouse. Next to a train track in Geneva, Switzerland. Nobody visits, there are no tickets, there are no guided tours. And yet, inside these wooden crates, there are over 1 million of the most expensive paintings ever created. This building holds more Picassos than the Picasso Museum. But the people who own this stuff didn't put it here to look at it. They put it here because this warehouse is a glitch in the matrix. As long as your art stays inside these walls, you don't pay taxes, you don't pay customs. Technically, you aren't even in Switzerland. You are nowhere. Welcome to the Geneva Freeport, the world's biggest safe deposit box for people who have too much money. To understand why this place exists, we have to go back in time. Originally, Freeports were boring. They were for farmers. If you were shipping grain from India to London in the 1800s, you might need to stop in Switzerland to change trains. It wouldn't be fair for Switzerland to charge you import tax because you aren't selling the grain in Switzerland. You are just passing through. So, they created a rule called in transit. As long as the goods were just resting in a specific warehouse, they didn't technically exist. No tax. But then, the ultra-rich realized something. Wait a minute, they said. Does the law say how long I can stay in transit? Turns out, no, you can stay in transit for a week, or a year, or 50 years. Here's the math. Let's say you buy a painting for 10 million. If you hang it in your New York penthouse, you have to pay use tax. That could be 800,000, instantly gone. But if you ship it directly to the Geneva Freeport, the tax is zero. Today, the Freeport is a fortress. It covers the size of 22 football fields. It has climate control so precise that if the humidity changes by 1%, the guards panic. But avoiding tax is just level 1. Level 2 is where it gets crazy. You see, inside the Freeport, art stops being art. It becomes a currency. Let's say I want to sell you my Picasso. If I sell it to you in the real world, there are records, there are sales taxes, but in the Freeport, I just hand you the receipt, you give me the money. The painting never moves. It stays in the exact same crate, on the exact same shelf. A single painting can be sold 10 times in 1 year without ever leaving the room. And this shadow market had a king. Meet Yves Bouvier. And his best client was a Russian oligarch named Dmitry Rybolovlev. Dmitry wanted to build the greatest art collection on Earth, and he trusted Bouvier to find the art. But because the Freeport is a black box, Dmitry couldn't check the prices. Bouvier would buy a painting for 80 billion and then immediately resell it to Dmitry for $122 million. He pocketed the difference. $47 million in profit on a single afternoon. He did this 38 times. The most famous example was the Salvator Mundi, the lost to Vinci. Bouvier bought it, then sold it to Dmitry. Dmitry paid $127 million, thinking he was getting a fair deal. Years later, Dmitry was having dinner in New York and casually found out the real price Bouvier had paid. He did the math. He realized he had been overcharged by $1 billion. He went nuclear. The Bouvier lawsuit was a disaster for the Freeport, because lawsuits require evidence. suddenly, the world realized that Freeports weren't just for tax avoidance. Investigators found ancient Roman treasures that had been looted from tombs in Italy. They found antiquities stolen by groups like ISIS. You can store a 50 million stolen statue for 20 years, and nobody will ever know. Switzerland started to panic. They didn't want to be known as the pawn shop for dictators. So, in 2016, they cracked down. They forced the Freeport to keep a digital inventory. And what did the billionaires do? Did they pay their taxes? No, they just moved. They moved their art to the Singapore Freeport, or Luxembourg, or high-security warehouses in Delaware. The game hasn't stopped, it just globalized. So, the next time you hear about a painting selling for 50 million, yeah, by the way, Dimitri eventually sold that Da Vinci. He actually made a profit, because nothing makes sense. Don't imagine that painting hanging in a museum. Imagine it sitting in the dark, unseen. It isn't art anymore. It is just a golden ticket in a game that you and I aren't allowed to play. If you want to uncover more of the economy's dirty secrets, hit that subscribe button.